Hello, so welcomes back everyone, and Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Ciaphas Cain here, my Jedi Knight, and we are here very briefly on the world of Onderon. We've managed to deal with the Imperial threat here, and we have heard rumours, not rumours, that the Imperials plan to deal with another group of Republic reinforcements over at a place known as Mek-Sha, and so we're on our way to meet up with our team there. So, before we leave, we do actually have a couple of more bits of mail. A message from Senator Nabet. I know that dealing with the Untamed can be challenging, especially for off-worlders, so I applaud your diplomatic approach and observation of their traditions. We have come to an uneasy accord in recent years, but the slightest offense could erase the hard work we've done to reach it. To the Untamed, any disregard of their traditions is perceived as grounds to respond with disproportionate retaliatory violence to any and all they see as a threat. So as you can imagine, your considerate action spared us an enormous diplomatic headache, and probably saved some lives. And a message from Lana in regards to former Lord, now Darth Savik. You will be pleased to know that we received custody of Darth Savik, despite some perfunctory objections from Republic leadership. I have assured them that I will share any information that we recover from her that could threaten the Republic, pending your authorization, of course. Savik has been remarkably chatty, and about things I suspect the Council would prefer remain secret. I've done some preliminary investigations into her claims, and so far, it would appear that he was able to verify them. It appears that Savik was not lying to us. He may have ulterior motives for sharing this information, but she vehemently claims otherwise. In fact, she seems rather willing to do whatever it takes to get into your good graces. Given her position, I would advise we proceed with caution. Yeah, she seemed to be happy with her defeat. And now she's willing to learn more about how she can improve herself. Either way, onwards to Mek-Sha. Tell you what, before we travel or make use of the launch, let's get ourselves on board the Defender once again. See what we can learn about this destination of ours. First established by the Hood Cartel, the asteroid mining station of Mek-Sha was seized by its laborers in a daring uprising, and control of the station was divided amongst a council of its largest crews. Now a haven for smugglers, slavers, and the criminal underworld, Mek-Sha has come to be known as the outlaw crossroads of the galaxy. With a finite amount of fuel available beneath its surface, Mek-Sha has long proven to be a difficult operation to maintain. As the network of mines expand to reap the fuel sources, the station's integrity is left in constant jeopardy. To curb this threat, fueling rights are permitted only to those capable of earning a majority vote from the ruling council. The station is also fortified by a powerful deflector shield and a fail-safe mechanism capable of rendering every ounce of fuel on the station inert in the event of an uprising or an incursion. Which is how the ruling council stay in power. Very well. Let us be on our way.
Commander, this is Vice Admiral Narlock, commanding the Republic 29th Fleet. Welcome to Mek-Sha.
Narlock? You served on the Esseles, didn't you? It's been a long time.
It really has. I'd hoped I'd have the chance to work alongside you again. I have a local contact who's helping me arrange refueling for our ships. Your Jedi friends are already here. Sending coordinates now. Narlock out.
Quite a place, huh?
Commander, this is Jot, an old friend of mine. He served 30 years in the Republic Navy, and now he's Mek-Sha's chief engineer.
Call me Junker. Everyone does. And chief engineer's a bit fancier than we like around here. Me and my crew just keep things running. Lights, water, atmosphere. Mek-Sha's neutral officially, but me and mine will back the Republic to the end. Whatever you need, we'll help you get.
Thank you for lending us a hand, Junker.
Not often I get to help a Jedi. It's a pleasure.
Junker's been working to get us the fuel we need, but it isn't as easy as I'd hoped.
Like I said, Mek-Sha's neutral, so your ships don't get topped off until the powers that be vote on it. See, Mek-Sha used to be run by the Hutts. The locals kicked them out while they were distracted with Mekeb, then started running things themselves. So all the big decisions come down to a vote by the leaders of the 5 biggest crews. Lucky for you, I'm one of them. Huttbreaker. She led the revolt. So now she runs the docks. She'll vote for you. Fuel sales go straight into her pocket. So you just need one more vote.
Unfortunately, I'm no diplomat. And sorry, Junker, but neither are you.
So, you need us to get the last vote.
And stop whatever the Empire has planned.
What else did Darth Savik tell us?
We're dealing with Darth Shar. She's the Dark Counselor in charge of Imperial Logistics, which doesn't sound very scary.
Maybe. But you don't make the Dark Council just by getting supplies delivered on time. Never underestimate a Sith.
If you're looking for Sith, they'll be with the Brothers. Bunch of creepy slavers down on the lower levels. Empire is their biggest customer.
We can bet they'll show up in force as soon as the fleet starts refueling. We'd better plan out our defenses ahead of time. Could Arn and I scout out the docks a bit? I'd like to see what we're dealing with.
Of course. I'll take you myself.
We'll catch up with you later, Commander.
All right, just us now. No need to put on airs. I know what you're thinking. Because I think it too. You've got a whole big fleet out there and a tiny rock full of lowlifes here. Why not just roll in and take what you need?
A place like this doesn't stay independent if they don't have some impressive security.
You're just as sharp as you look. Huttbreaker has a failsafe rigged up. Push a button, it fires a pulse that makes all the fuel on the station inert. Takes weeks to make the fuel useful again. Not the way you want to go, trust me. I got a much easier route for you. Huttbreaker's hosting an auction at her stronghold on the other side of the station. All the crew leaders will be there, and I can get you in. It's your best chance to start winning that last vote.
What is Huttbreaker auctioning off?
Couldn't even begin to tell you. All sorts of crazy stuff passes through Mek-Sha. Crossroads of the galaxy. Now, let me just get a few things sorted and we'll get you on your way. What in the...
Who are you?
Well, shit. We have a Sith here. I can do that too, you know.
What in the blazes? I saw that lightsaber. Sith trying to take you out already. In the middle of my turf?
Apparently so. We must have them worried.
I'm the one who's worried. How'd he manage to get in here without setting off a single alarm? Spader's that way. I'll meet you at Hutbreaker's place in a bit. Gonna put more droids on perimeter security. Blasted Sith think they can just strut right in here.
Okay, so we did pick up 2 codex entries. We're here at Junker's Junction. Right. We'll learn more about Mek-Sha in a moment. First things, let's learn about our patron here, one of the members of the ruling council. A cantankerous engineer who served in the Republic Navy for 30 years before retiring, Junker Jot aided to overthrow the Hutt by reprogramming the station's many work droids to join in the uprising. Since then, he has taken charge of ensuring that all of Mek-Sha's infrastructure continues running as smoothly as possible. Although he doesn't command a gang per se, Jot, his fellow engineers, and their droids are an army unto themselves, and Mek-Sha would quickly break apart and vent into the vacuum of space without them. A fact that Jot mentions at least 10 times a day. And we do have an entry on the newly promoted Vice Admiral, former security commander Narlock. Infamous for his never-say-die spirit, Dal Narnock is a veteran of the wars against both the Sith Empire and the forces of Sakul, making him now one of the Republic's most seasoned naval officers. He has served on ships large and small, from the SLEs to the Blazing Torch to his current command vessel, the Krakana. Outside of his official duties, Narlock is the captain of the Republic Navy's competitive Djarik team, and often discusses his newly developed strategies for the game with fellow enthusiast and longtime friend, General Daerun. I see.
Commander, heard you were on your way to Hutbreakers. Why don't you meet us inside?
Oh, Galt. Galt is here. Okay.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes. Be safe out there.
So we're now at Hutbreaker's compound. We have to be careful because while we're here and guarded by Junker Jot's engineers, Imperials could arrive here under the protection of the Brothers. We have probably the vote of Hutbreaker and Junker. We're not going to get the vote from the Brothers, so we're going to need the support of one of the other 2 ruling gangs.
We've never been invited to a party at Huttbreakers before. Chikaro has a bit of a crush on her, you know. Just watch. He'll be too nervous to even talk to her.
So... All sort of interesting weapons here.
Fancy meeting you here, boss.
We were catching up with Theron and Lana, and they mentioned you were here. Figured we'd lend a hand.
We've cut a few deals with these people over the years. With our help, you'll know just how to play them. They'll vote however you want.
I'll be glad to have any information you can give me.
Just doing our part. If you're ready, let's head inside. All right, first up, Huttbreaker. Revolutionary leader, liberator, and unofficial queen of Mek-Sha. Her crew runs the main docks.
She won't need much convincing. Selling that fuel will bring in a small fortune, but that only stands if you keep the peace. You get too messy with any of these gangs, Huttbreaker will lock things down no matter how much she stands to make. Keeping Mek-Sha safe is her top priority.
All right. What about the brothers? Jot mentioned they work for the Empire.
Yeah, they're slavers, all part of some weird religious cult. The Empire buys most of their stock.
A lot of the refugees who come through here end up in the brothers' pens, and Huttbreaker isn't above throwing troublemakers their way too.
Needless to say, you won't be getting their vote for anything that helps the Republic. Better to focus on the other crew leaders. First is Veek the Snake. He runs a Rhodian smuggling ring, the Harito Walled, one of the biggest operations in the galaxy.
Veek's a businessman. He can be anybody's friend if there's an upshot for him. Just have to figure out what he needs and make sure he gets it. The other crew leader is Indigo, Mandalorian. Well, ex-Mandalorian. Same with his crew. They're called something like Darmanda. They're mercs and gun runners.
Indigo has some kind of rivalry with Veek, so it's a good thing you only need one of them to vote your way.
Is there anything else I should know?
We'll keep our eyes open for any other big players, but I'm sure you can handle these guys.
Looks like Huttbreaker's about to give her big welcome speech. Let's find a good spot.
Mek-Sha! How are you doing tonight? Look at us! We are surviving! We are thriving! We are turning this tiny rock into the beating heart of the galaxy! Just a few years ago, we were slaves. Now, we're masters. Imagine what we can become in just a few more years! All we've got to do is stay us. Be what we've been so far. We keep the peace, we keep the balance, and we keep moving forward! We've got the whole galaxy laid out in front of us. Everyone else just doesn't see it yet. All they see are the soldiers, politicians, Sith, Jedi! All the people who think they run things, who think their wars decide who's in charge. The truth is, they'll never be in charge. They'll never really run things. You know why? Because while they're busy killing each other, we're making deals, making friends, expanding everything they buy so they can blow each other up. We're selling and getting richer, stronger. By the time they stop and do the math, it will be too late. Because there will be a lot more of us than there are of them. And then it will be us calling the shots. So stay the course, my friends. It only gets better from here. Welcome to Mek-Sha. Did you enjoy this speech?
I can see how you were able to inspire the rebellion against the Hutts.
Well, the Hutts did most of the work for me, if I'm honest. Someone just had to fire the first shot. Now then, please, enjoy our hospitality. Have a drink on me and keep the peace. You can keep the peace, yes? Narlock gave me his word.
Servants of the Republic often espouse high ideals, even as their deeds tell a very different story.
No need to be rude. Commander, this is Darth Shar.
Dark Counselor in charge of production, logistics, and civil order. How do you do?
Darth Savik mentioned that we might find you here. She's been very cooperative.
Ah, well, she must have been so disappointed not to have killed you. But then we wouldn't have had a chance to meet like this.
I'm sure the two of you have a lot you could talk about, but we do have a previous appointment. Enjoy the auction, Commander.
I do hope we get to meet again soon.
Darth Shah and Huttbreaker. I wonder... actually, if we speak... Yeah, we have to speak to the gang leaders. Now, not to confuse player knowledge with character knowledge, even though I do that quite often. I wonder if we'll discover, I wonder if it'll change for a Republic player. Because as a member of... Like, if you play as a character of the Imperials... an Imperial character, there you go. I'll be able to form a sentence eventually. The Empire want the Republic to start refueling, because they plan on sabotaging, destroying the Republic ships by making the fuel inert during the refueling process, which will sabotage the Republic fleet. That means that they would like the brothers to vote in favor of this deal, but they can't make it too obvious, therefore the brothers will not be voting in support of the Republic's refueling operations. I wonder if it'll come up though. I wonder if we'll discover their plans. But Codex entries. We did get one on Huttbreaker herself. Once a labourer of Mek-Sha's mines, Griffadar led the uprising that drove the Hutts off the asteroid and earned the name she now bears. Carrying herself with the charisma and harshness of a warrior queen, Huttbreaker is a hero to the people of Mek-Sha and their de facto leader. Huttbreaker's personal muscle controls the main docks and the attached fuel depot, ensuring that hers remains the most influential voice in deciding the station's future. We do have an entry on Darth Shah. As crafty as she is hedonistic, Darth Shah revels in the privileges afforded by the Sith Empire's civil administration pyramid. The combination of production logistics, laws, and justice provide Shah with ample opportunity to savor the galaxy's luxuries, whether they be physical or experimental. Experiential. That's a word I haven't really heard a great deal. Much like her longtime ally, Vauron, now Emperor Vauron, Shah is a savvy player in the game of Sith politics, maintaining countless seemingly opposed alliances at all times, while always ensuring that she is never viewed as a direct threat to anyone. At least, not until she's ready to strike. Yeah, I'm sure she learned well. I'm sure Veyron is her master.
Do you lead the brothers?
We are a brotherhood, united in noble purpose. We have no leader. Our path is obvious. We take beings without value and give them value. We give labor to those who suffer without purpose. Our works enable greater works. Our labors create laborers. Useless beings are made useful again. The galaxy is made better.
Forcing someone to do things against their will is wrong. Slavery doesn't make the galaxy better. It destroys lives.
Activity can only create. Idleness, apathy, inaction, these destroy. Your words waste breath that could be used productively. This entire event is a waste. We will witness no more of it.
Interesting. Yeah. A very weird cult. Mek-Sha's neon-lit alleyways and shadowy recesses are replete with suspect activity. But even among the thriving criminal element, none are more reviled than the gang known as the Brothers. One of the most notorious of Mek-Sha's outlaw powers, these mysterious beings breed fear through their masked anonymity and ruthless acquisition of slaves. With seemingly unending reserves of wealth, most likely gained from their sale of misappropriated laborers to the Sith Empire, the brothers haunt the territories of Mek-Sha like faceless apparitions with an almost zealot fervor. Given the perpetual influx of refugees and lost souls seeking new beginnings on this station, the slavers' targets are plentiful and easily plucked from the unwitting crowds. Those lucky enough to escape the lower docks or avoid the brothers' notice altogether whisper of shared minds and unsettling philosophies, all of which only serves to strengthen the gang's enigmatic notoriety. So let us find this Veek the Sneak and this leader of the Darmander, Indigo. Let us see which way they may be voting.
Chonki faguta geopora geotokakise. Demote que casa do bonielis dioto. Chai con kunta chichai.
Depends on how well you treat your friends.
Makipuna male tuta od mishka. Conchita chichakta. Kusa mala chikuta. Ikosa mose ala chuta. Kobane puta taise jeskusku.
I'm curious. What's your stance on fueling the Republic's ships?
Kasuyali koyaran kenka kurun. Klis kataka yos oska uka pakuta. Makipuna mali tuta od mishka. Kusa mala chikuta. Ikosa mose ala chuta.
The sooner the better.
Pampaula kavaji oto.
What do you have in mind?
Chubulawa michade sula. Kafsta undile. Jingo hola lukuta. Tungi machechu. Kutig nankihe. Wanawa de bloto wijawa.
So now we have entries on Veek the Sneak and his gang, the Herildor Walled. Veek is an infamous Rhodian smuggler who heads the Herildor Walled. a vast smuggling network based out of Mek-Sha. It was Vik who acquired and smuggled in the weapons used by the oppressed workers of Mek-Sha to overthrow their Hutt masters, a fact he never lets anyone on the station forget. Although he is ambitious in expanding his network's reach and influence, Vik has a convivial demeanor, always preferring to conduct his business amicably. His office is decorated almost entirely with gifts received from happy customers, pleased to have their merchandise delivered without the need of violence or posturing. Oh, okay. So, though he does want us to have or make a deal between friends, something mutually beneficial, it seems that his organization are able to get things done without much trouble, at least for their clients. Harrido Wald started as a small smuggling ring with an extremely limited network of contacts. Operating mostly in oppressive Hutt territories meant Harrido Wald barely eked out a profit. The group only survived thanks to Vik's genial method of making deals and the loyalty of the members. That loyalty was put to the test after Vik promised Huttbreaker, the leader of a slave rebellion against the Hutt rulers of Mek-Sha, the services of his organization. With the Hutts gone and Huttbreaker ruling Mek-Sha, Vik saw a prime opportunity to put Harrido Wald on the map. Mek-Sha's denizens were clamoring for goods that they had been denied for years, so Vik relocated his base of operations to the newly liberated station. And since he seemingly created deals with both Galt and Hylo Viz, it's likely that they used his network, his smuggling ring, to aid the Eternal Alliance earlier, during the war against Zakul. But let's meet the other ruler of one of the major gangs here.
What do you want?
Not much for small talk, are you?
No, I'm not. And I gotta hurt you on either. We wouldn't be talking unless you wanted something. So what is it?
To the point. Let me return the favor. I'm looking for some help. Interested?
If you think Darmanda want to fight and die in your little war, you're out of your mind. We're doing just fine on Mek-Sha.
Who are the Darmanda, anyway? What's your story?
Give me a break. I saw your friends feed you intel on everyone in here earlier. What's a pointing and whispering? You know who we are.
I'd rather hear what people have to say about themselves.
Look, you want to talk business, we can do that, but not here. Meet me at the cantina later, and we'll see.
He was a lot less willing to converse. He didn't outright say no, but he didn't exactly say yes either. What do we know about this leader of the Darmanda? Indigo. Most details about the stoic leader of the Darmanda on Mek-Sha are a mystery, and that is fine by him. Even his real name is unknown. To most, Indigo simply refers to the color of his armor. Rumors about the reason for his crew's exile from the Mandalorians abound. They run the gamut from the almost humorous to the heinous. Some claim they stole and sold off their clan's own prized ancestral relics to the huts for gambling money, and others insist they slaughter the families of a rival crew over a minor debt. Whatever the reason, Indigo seems content to let the rumors fly, so long as they don't get in the way of his #1 priority, his business. He worked hard to maintain a substantial share of the illicit weapons trade here on Mek-Sha, and his Darmander gang has become well respected under his ruthless oversight. What do we know of the Darmander, since he wasn't willing to tell us about his gang himself? In Mandalorian society, Darmander is an exile, someone who has broken the strictures of honor and duty so severely that they are deemed unworthy of their heritage. It is considered by most Mandalorians to be a punishment even worse than death. This designation is meant to be a mark of shame, but Indigo's crew on Mek-Sha bear it proudly, even continuing to brazenly wear their Mandalorian armor in mockery. Though he started his gang with just a few other exiles and a modest supply of stolen weapons, Indigo and the Darmander curried favor on Mek-Sha quickly by supplying weapons to help overthrow Hutt control.
Had enough fun for one night?
I'm finished here.
We heard about the assassin earlier. Glad you're still in one piece. They should have known one Sith wouldn't cut it with you.
Did they send anyone after you or Arn?
Not yet. It really is strange. You're the toughest of us all. Going after you one-on-one was a total waste. On the bright side, the docks aren't the defensive nightmare I was afraid they'd be. Plenty of good choke points, blind corners, and elevated positions.
Huttbreaker doesn't want an invasion, so Narlock's only allowed to bring a limited deployment. He's rounding up his best troops now.
Got a lot of practice working on droids on Ossus, so I'll help Junker modify his service droids to help us fight. In the meantime, I sent Arn to stake out the Brothers' territory and watch for Imperial activity. If they send anyone after us, we'll know.
How is Arn handling his lessons?
He's a quick study. Much better than he thinks he is. Honestly, once he learns to believe in himself, he'll be fine.
And what about you? How do you feel about being his teacher?
It's not as bad as I was afraid it'd be. I think the old man just gave me an easy one to start off with. But I have to admit, he was right. Teaching someone else really helps solidify the basics for yourself, you know? Helps you focus on what's important.
We best get moving. Let us know how it goes with the crew leaders, huh?
If you need anything, just say the word and we'll be there.
So we now have a choice. Do we go speak to Indigo and his Darmander, or Vik the Sneak and speak about the Herido Wald and how...
Told you. Didn't say a word. When have you ever cared about manners?
So...
Look at this place.
Oh.
The slaves really did become the masters.
You're sure you need them?
Positive. Nothing moves within 10 sectors without Huttbreaker's blessing.
Masters indeed. Let's get you to that meeting.
So we need one of those two gangs to be the majority vote the Republic needs to get their refueling complete. So, what we'll do is we'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll be heading out to locate one of these two gangs. Due to their previous arrangement with both Galt and Hylo Viz, we're likely going to be making an arrangement with Herido Wald, with this Vik the Sneak, and see what mutually beneficial arrangement can be made. But we'll take a look at that. Either way, Thank you all for joining me with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time when we continue to explore Mek-Sha here. Until then, no, take care. Bye bye now.